Hello and welcome back to Sherlock Holmes versus Jack the Ripper with me, Felonious the Wizard, who is either playing Mr. Watson or Dr. Watson or Mr. Holmes. At the moment I think I am Watson, I'm not totally sure. Now I am able to do something, I suppose. Can't really remember what the last thing we did, but I want to check our deductions. The last thing we did with the Chapman killer. Now we just put something there and it was right and it went kaboom and it was over. We start with Annie Chapman, the green ones out here, because we should probably get up here. Chapman's murder took place on the premises. It was there, we already know that. Chapman's was partially strangled and then had her throat slit, so she wasn't really dead, but there wasn't that much blood. Chapman's killer must be right-handed. CPM, you know what I mean. Chapman was holding an envelope in her hand, and that envelope was there 3 types of pills or something. The murderer searched for Chapman because the victim, the items at the victim's feet, a couple of combs, are very orderly placed. These items belong to the victim, and A. Chapman's murderer is unfeeling and organized. Very cool person. Or perhaps has some sort of disorder. Yes, CPM, I agree with you on that. The murderer of A. Chapman was committed, and she stole the rings. Now, this one is the one. Chapman's killer wanted to decapitate her. Why? That's something strange. The killer used a weapon of great size. We don't know. Chapman's uterus was removed and taken. Now, there are a couple of problems with that. First of all, that is one of the reasons people believe it is a female murderer, because she wasn't able, perhaps the murderer isn't able to get her own kids, and therefore bordello girls, street girls, shouldn't have any either, or something like that. It's a very vague motive, I must say. And Chapman's killer has a knowledge of anatomy. Now, if we are we are following the game's clues, so in real life might be some other stuff. But the female thing goes totally wrong here, because back in 1880s, if there were any female doctors, because you need to be a doctor in order to know that much of anatomy, to do a uterus removement as a professional. I mean, Dr. Watson was even impressed by the work done. In order to do that, you need to be a doctor. In order to be a female doctor, well, you should probably wait 40-50 years before you get to be a doctor. I mean, the nearest we got to about 1880s must be, well, Florence Nightingale or something like that. So I say that in this game, the female murderer is well, forget about that. Now, I can't really see more than this one. Chapman's killer must be right-handed. That is probably the best thing we have. Let's see, because we had some problems here. Is P. Nichols' murderer right-handed or left-handed? But it's a strong man. Let's see. Sorry. There is more things, perhaps. There he stands and looks around. Now, I would love to see. We have some conclusions here. Yes, here they are. These are the things that really is in some sort. Yeah, this is our general deductions. that's just a deduction, right? And they are going to be more here, and there's even a place for a fifth one. Okay. So that's that then. The last dialogue. There doesn't seem to be anything else, I suppose. So what are we supposed to be doing then, I suppose? Well, let's look around, see if we found anything in the daily paper or anything. Now, so E is also useful. Now, remember, we are going to look around until anything pops up in front of us. I think we should go and knock on the door. That was a lovely lady. We can go there. We can go there. Oops. And we can.
Holmes, are you there? Are you sleeping?
I'm thinking, Watson.
Are you ever going to quit these four walls? If you continue to shut yourself away like this, I will have to abandon the story of your adventures and write an essay on the fascinating colour of this closed door.
Very good, Watson.
Stop ignoring me! Didn't you say that we need to assess the case of this madman? I, too, can be driven mad, Holmes. I'll order Mrs. Hudson to stop bringing you food. I'll get some straw and a can of lamp oil and smoke you out like a common fox. And if you still don't come out, I'll...
As you wish, Watson.
Oh, Holmes! I despair of you.
Don't you listen to him? That's it? Oh, that's... Oh, so you get a new one. Okay.
Treaty on Cornish, the Celtic dialect of Cornwall. And here, medieval pottery. How can Holmes possibly read such things?
Okay. Here's our little chart. And here we have the motives.
There is nothing more to do here.
Let's check in this one. Revenge, resentment can lead to irreparable acts. These are for the first crime. We haven't done anything for the second one. Madness, well, that's my that's my version. I'd probably go for that. Yeah. And here we have all our deductions. Oh, what's this?
The Adventure of the Dancing Men. I remember it well.
Well, I don't. Can it be another story, perhaps? Now, there are two other doors. Now, that's the door out. Is this to Mrs. Hudson? Okay. Now, we are trying to get... see if there is anything. Someone has tried to... The pillow is down there. Oh, there's no door to that room. Okay. I suppose I can just leave the room then. Now, before I go, let's go a little on this recording I'm doing at the moment. I am...
Holmes's violin. He doesn't play nearly enough, if you ask me.
I'm going to be forced to do some extra recording because I'm going to be traveling away for a couple of days and I want to have something. So I'm going to record a pretty lot. But I am also thinking of recording the whole game at once. The reason for that, well, I'll probably get back to you on that on my gaming vlog in, 14 days or something like that, in the beginning of October. I'll get back to you on why, but it's mostly because it feels like I'm splitting myself in several things and
I have no reason to go that way.
being Sherlock Holmes. Okay, we have no reason to go that way. So what do we have reason to do then? Okay, so here we go again. We have checked that one.
Holmes examined the broken jar that belonged to Finley's tenant. I wonder what this substance is. I don't recognize the odour.
Formalin, Watson. This jar contained formalin. Interesting, don't you think? I've been waiting for something for days. Just the tiniest bit of news that would make sense of this whole matter. But there's nothing, neither from the press nor the police. Unless Aberline is holding on to some information without realizing its importance, which is quite possible. It is time for you to return to the police station in Whitechapel, Watson. And didn't you tell me that you had a matter to take care of it? Take advantage of it to learn more about this pill and its contents.
Ah, but Holmes, it's late, and spending another night in this district is hardly my idea of entertainment.
Well, just
I know,
let us
Doctor, but we don't have any choice. Time is against us.
Yeah.
Take your pistol in case you run into any troublesome characters.
Oh dear.
Fine, as you wish, Holmes.
So we are going back to Whitechapel. Let's go immediately. Now, as you can see down there, Bucks Row, Hanbury Street, Dutfield's Yard, Mitre Square, and Miller's Court. I suspect we are going to those places later on. Well, hello police station. We are back again.
Good evening. I hope I'm not disturbing you.
Not at all, Doctor. This man, Mr. Richardson, is a witness to the horrid affair at 29 Hanbury Street, the murder of Annie Chapman.
Oh dear.
We are discussing the relevance of his testimony.
Oh, may we?
You're probably not in a position to discuss it with me, but I would like to know more about what you call the relevance of this young man's testimony.
Oh, there's no secrecy. It's simply that the testimony given by Mr. Richardson doesn't match the time of death given by the coroner, Dr. Phillips.
Oh
What
dear.
was the time of death, according to him?
Before 4:30 in the morning.
Let's see, 4:30. You don't really say that. You mean 3:30. And we say it's 4:30, so it's an hour later.
My conclusions were the same.
Oh dear.
Were there any other conflicting testimonies?
Well, 2 other witnesses summoned at the preliminary inquest gave testimony, but in these cases too, the times don't match.
Do you remember what it was they said?
I didn't question them myself. A colleague of mine took down their statements on paper, but on deciding they were of little use, he tore them up and threw them in the bin. There's no point in being bogged down with useless paperwork.
That is somewhat true, but still not.
I will take my leave, Humphreys.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Oh, now we know his name. It's Humphreys. Now, the bin. Where's the bin?
Here are the ripped statements. I can piece them together again.
All of them? Is this all? That one? I think we should have there. Yeah, that seems good enough, but we have one more. Now, are there 2 pages? Kadosh? Yes. That's true. Let's take this one as well. Okay, there are 2 pieces of paper, and you can have them at the same spot. Now, isn't that nice? Let's do this. Oh no, that didn't fit. Oh no, that didn't fit either. We need to have that one over there then. These ones we shouldn't use at all. That one. On the morning. Yeah, I like a good jigsaw. And Mr. E. Long. Now, I'm not really sure about that business. You remember we saw one lady. We saw one lady who watched the persons talking. No? Isn't it correct? Oh yes it is. Oh. Doesn't seem to fit. Well, let's just hope it does then. Yeah. Should be probably be there. Now the white stuff, we are trying to not use them. Should be around here. Oh dear. Oh dear. Should probably most likely be in the middle there. And that one is there. Now we have one finished. That goes quickly. Now this one is probably there. As I said, I like a good jigsaw bust. Now
There, all done. Holmes couldn't have done
yeah,
better.
may I? Thank you. I want to read them. Now, if you remember when, before the murder of Annie Chapman, she was standing talking to her murderer. I really don't like us seeing that. And there was a lady in brown coat, I think, coming up, and the murderer looked at her. She was, I don't really sure. Yeah, let's see. On the morning of the murder, the witness left her domicile at 32 Church Street at approximately 5 a.m. to get to Spitalfields Market. She was passing down Hanbury Street at about 5:30 a.m. I'm sorry. I am really sorry. Formalin is something that you use to what? It's a dex. When you're trying to make animals, you know what I mean. The murder of A. Chapman was committed. The body is cold at the extremities and rigor mortis has barely started. That means that the crime was committed barely 2 hours ago, and that therefore it was committed before 4:30 a.m. Now, when did we got called about this murder?